Welcome everyone in today's video. So today I'm going to explain to you a game which is played by Gukesh, Domaraju Gukesh, the current world champion, and he played in this game in the year 2017 when he was only 11 years old and he is climbing a ladder of his international master title. So he played this game in Malaysia, and the good things about this tournament, I will say that he did not lost any of the game. Either he drew the game or either he won the game. And this is the final match of this tournament. And I'm just creating a playlist where I will just put all of his games, but the miniature games first I will cover where he won the game within the 25 moves. So let's jump into the game. So he started with the move knight f3. He was white, and his opponent played the move knight f6. There's a move pawn g3, pawn d5, bishop g2, and pawn e6. Castling, bishop e7, pawn d4. Now in this position, you will think that black will go for the move like a castling, or maybe the pawn c6, or maybe the move pawn a5. Over here, the black played the move pawn b5. And the first glance, this looks like what? But if you just think logically, this move really makes sense. First of all, because of this pawn structure, of course, you're going to develop your bishop on this diagonal. So you will play either the bishop on b7 or maybe the bishop on a6. So this pawn b5 moves this helps that one. Next one, that white wants to play the move pawn c4, right? And if we will take with the deep pawn, his bishop will get active. But now after the move b5, which stops the move pawn c4 by itself. So these are the all logic behind the move pawn b5 he played. Gukesh immediately strike with the move pawn c4. Logical move that if he just takes it, then the rook will take it, and then you have to deal with the two weak weaknesses. Now, this is the Russian chess rule where it says that if the opponent has one weakness, you cannot win the game. So you have to create two weaknesses. And in the Queen's Gambit decline structures like this one, or you can say that related to the French defense structure, like this move is really important. So now the black has two weaknesses. One is the a6, I mean a7, a6, or another one is on the c7. Of course, his opponent didn't go for this one. His opponent go for the move pawn b4 and take the more control in the queen side. Gukesh now strike on the c4. Of course, as I already told to you, if the d takes, then his bishop will get active. So his opponent played the move en passant or en pass, whatever it is. So pawn takes, he take it, and then knight takes. He brings the another piece into the game. Of course, the c takes is looks logical, but after the move knight takes, the knight is controlling the e4 squares, which stops the knight's jump. So that is a logic behind to play the move knight c3, as well as you're playing one piece into the game, and after the bishop development, his rooks and are connected. Just bring the queen somewhere else. That's it. So knight b d7. Over here, why he played the move knight b d7 when the c6 is available? Because he just wanted to play the c5 in the future, because this pawn is a backward pawn. That is the reason. So he wanted to get rid of it. And once again, as I told to you, the two weaknesses. So he wanted to get rid of that one weaknesses. Bishop f4, keeping an eye on the c7. His opponent castled. Knight b5. Now the two of the pieces are attacking on the c7 square. Knight e8 to defend it. Rook c1, bringing the third attacker on the c7 pawn, and where the only the two pieces are defending. Bishop d6. Of course, these two pieces are protecting and the two pieces are attacking. So Gukesh didn't go for the captures and all of this. He played the move knight e5. Now in this position, the best move is the move bishop b7. That is your idea, right, to play. And you will think that, can I play the move pawn a6? Yes, you can play. But the point is your opponent will go for the move knight c6 rather than the retreating the knight back. That's why. So to stop the move knight c6, that's why you have to play the move bishop b7. That's a logic behind that. Or maybe you can go for the take also. That is also fine. But over here, his opponent go for the move knight b8 to protect this c6. To control the c6 square, he played the move knight b8, and this is the bad move in this position. Now, pause the video and find out the good move in this position which Gukesh actually found in the game. He played the move pawn e4. Simple striking in the center, and the idea is if you just take me, my bishop will alive in the game, and you will lose the rook maybe. So of course this opponent is also 2300 player, so he knows like what is going on. So he took the knight. Now he took bishop takes and a simple pawn c6. Here, Gukesh go for the move knight takes a7. The easy tactic, this if you just take bishop takes b8, rook b7, just to attack both of the pieces. So Gukesh move back his bishop on e5, rook takes b2, and now rook takes c6 he played. Bishop b7 attacking on the rook. Now if the first move just pop-ups into the mind that I will just move my rook back somewhere, right, just to save my rook because he's under attack by the bishop. But the Gukesh he played the move e takes d5. Now what is the idea behind this move? The idea behind this move that if you just take my rook, I will take with my pawn. Now, because I all over here, if you just count the pawns like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on the white side, you will find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So white already had one pawn extra. Now he picks it second one, and after this one we have the equal exchange, right? 5 points is a rook, then 2 pawns and the 3 points bishop he took. So it's the value as per the counting it's equal, but what he get, first of all, his bishop's diagonal is get active, as well as this pawn is a pass pawn which now create a problem for the black. So that is the reason the black didn't go for that one. After the move e takes d5, he just calmly just captured this one. Gukesh played the move rook c5. The idea behind this, I'm just keeping an eye over here. In the future, maybe I can play the move queen f3 or something like that and increase the pressure over there. Knight f6. Over here, if you see that the queen and the bishop, the two pieces are protecting, and white two pieces are attacking, so he cannot move his queen somewhere else to attack because this pawn will fall. So that is the reason he go for the move knight f6, which defends the d5, and at least he can go somewhere else. Queen c1. Now in this position his opponent has to play the move rook b3. Okay, and then after the move queen c2, he can go for the move rook b4 he can play. But his opponent directly go for the move rook b4. Now it comes to our mind that what is the difference, right? That if you just play the move first rook b3 and then b4, but why? Why is it? Over here you can pause the video once again and you can find out the exclamation mark move which Gukesh played, and after that move his opponent resigned the game. He played the move queen a3, attacking on the rook. Now, because immediately you played the move b4, see, if you play the move rook b3, actually you're stopping the move queen a3 to attack on the rook. And when the move queen c2 comes, and after that one, when you will go back with your rook, now the queen a3 is not possible. But because of the directly you move the rook back on the b4, that's why the move queen a3 comes. Rook is under attack. What to do? If you will move the rook over here on the c4, I will just take it. The pawn takes is not possible. This is a pin. You will lose your bishop for free. If you will move your rook back over here, then the move bishop c7 comes and it's a double attack, and the rook is protecting. So you will lose your rook for free. I mean, the black will lose the rook for a free. And if the queen comes over here, then once again, a5, attacking on the queen. And if the rook moves on a b3, pawn takes a6, rook takes a6, and there's a move rook c7. So rook on the 7th rank, that is, as you know, that the positional point of view gives the edge to the white. And after the move, there's a pawn takes and pawn takes. This pawn will become very vulnerable. And if white wins this pawn with the move bishop, then the f8 rook you cannot move because you will lose this f7 pawn as well. So because of all of this, after the move queen a3, white won the game. And he won this tournament as well. And finally, he got his first international master norm because of this game. Thank you so much for watching, and please suggest me in the comment so that I can improve my videos for you.